Picture this. You're in your 60s, sipping coffee on a quiet porch, knowing you've got enough saved to live comfortably without financial stress. That's the dream, right? But to make it a reality, you need a plan. And the good news is, it's not too late to start. Hi, I'm James, and welcome back to Midlife Wealth Journey, where we help midlifers like you build a secure financial future. Today, we're diving into creating a midlife retirement plan, something I wish I'd started thinking about sooner. In your 40s and 50s, retirement might feel far away, but it's closer than you think, and the steps you take now can make all the difference. In this video, I'll share how I started planning for my own retirement, introduce you to someone who turned their retirement dreams into reality, and walk you through practical steps to build a retirement plan that works for you. Let's get started. Why you need a retirement plan in midlife. Let's start with why a retirement plan is so crucial in your 40s and 50s. At this stage of life, you're likely in your peak earning years, which means you have more money to work with than ever before. But you're also closer to retirement age, so there's less time for your savings to grow. A retirement plan helps you bridge that gap by giving you a clear roadmap to save, invest, and prepare for the lifestyle you want when you stop working. Without a plan, it's easy to underestimate how much you'll need. Many people think they can just figure it out later, but that often leads to working longer than you'd like, or living on less than you'd hoped. For example, if you want to retire at 65 with $50,000 a year to live on, and you expect to live until 85, that's $1 million over 20 years, not counting inflation or unexpected expenses. If you rely on Social Security alone, it might only cover a fraction of that, especially since benefits can vary. A retirement plan helps you set a goal, calculate what you need to save, and take action now to get there. Midlife is also a great time to plan because you have a better sense of your goals. Maybe you want to travel, spend time with grandkids, or start a small business in retirement. Whatever your vision, a plan ensures you're saving enough to make it happen. I used to think retirement planning was for older people, but at 44, I realized I needed to get serious if I wanted to retire comfortably. That mindset shift has already helped me grow my retirement savings to $20,000 in just 2 years, as I shared in our last video about compound interest. My story: building my midlife retirement plan. Let me take you through my own journey of creating a retirement plan. When I turned 44, I had just paid off $18,500 in credit card debt and built a $9,000 emergency fund. Big wins that gave me some financial breathing room. But I knew I needed to start thinking about retirement. At the time, I had almost nothing saved, just $2,000 in an old retirement account from a previous job. I was 44, and I wanted to retire at 65, which gave me 21 years to save. I had no idea where to start, but I knew I couldn't keep putting it off. The first thing I did was estimate how much I'd need in retirement. I looked at my current expenses, about $4,000 a month, or $48,000 a year, and figured I'd need about 80% of that in retirement, since some costs, like my mortgage, would be paid off by then. That came to $38,000 a year. Over 20 years, from 65 to 85, that's $760,000, not counting inflation. It was a big number, and I felt overwhelmed at first, but breaking it down helped me see it was achievable if I started saving and investing now. Next, I looked at what I already had going for me. I was contributing $200 a month to my employer's 401k, with a matching contribution of $200 and $100 a month to an individual retirement account. $500 a month total. At an 8% return, thanks to compound interest, that could grow to over $280,000 by the time I'm 65. That was a good start, but I still needed to save more to hit $760,000. I decided to increase my contributions by $100 a month, bringing it to $600 a month. which could grow to about $340,000 by 65. I also started a side hustle, freelancing as a project manager, which added $600 a month to my income. I put half of that, $300, toward my retirement savings, bringing my total contributions to $900 a month. I also thought about other income sources in retirement, like Social Security. I used an online estimator to see that I might get around $2,000 a month at 65, or $24,000 a year. That would cover more than half of my $38,000 goal, leaving me to make up the difference with savings. Knowing that gave me clarity and motivation to keep saving. Now, at 46, I'm on track to have a solid retirement fund, and I feel more in control of my future than ever before. A real-life story. Linda's retirement turnaround. Now, let me introduce you to Linda, a 52-year-old nurse who turned her retirement dreams into reality. Linda had spent most of her 40s focused on raising her kids and paying off a mortgage, so she didn't save much for retirement. At 50, she had just $10,000 in a retirement account, and she panicked. She thought she'd have to work forever. But Linda decided to take action and create a retirement plan. She started by setting a goal. She wanted to retire at 67 with $40,000 a year to live on. That meant she'd need about $800,000 over 20 years, assuming she lived to 87. Linda was earning $70,000 a year, and she figured Social Security would cover $25,000 a year in retirement, leaving her to save for the remaining $15,000 a year, or $300,000 total. She had 17 years until 67, so she needed to save about $17,600 a year, or $1,467 a month, to reach that goal, assuming a modest return. Linda knew saving that much right away wasn't realistic, so she started with what she could afford, $500 a month, which she invested in a retirement account with an index fund earning 8%. She also picked up extra shifts at the hospital, adding $400 a month to her income, which she put toward her savings, bringing her total to $900 a month. Over the next 5 years, her investments grew to $70,000, thanks to compound interest and her consistent contributions. At 57, Linda got a promotion that increased her salary to $80,000, and she bumped up her savings to $2,200 a month. Now, at 59, she has $150,000 saved, and with 8 years left until 67, she's on track to have over $400,000, more than enough to cover the $300,000 gap, even with inflation. Linda's story shows that even if you start later, a clear retirement plan and consistent action can get you to your goal. Step-by-step guide to creating your retirement plan. Now that you've heard my story and Linda's, let's walk through a step-by-step guide to creating your own midlife retirement plan. This process will help you set a goal, assess where you are, and take action to get there. Step 1. Define your retirement vision and estimate your needs. Think about what you want retirement to look like. Do you want to travel, downsize, or move to a new city? Estimate your annual expenses based on your current lifestyle. Experts often say you'll need 70 to 80% of your current income in retirement. For example, if you spend $60,000 a year now, you might need $48,000 a year in retirement. Multiply that by the number of years you expect to live, say 20 years from 65 to 85, and you get $960,000. Adjust for inflation by adding 3% per year, which brings it closer to $1.2 million. That's your target. Step 2. Assess your current situation. Look at what you're already saving, like contributions to a 401k or individual retirement account. Check your balances and estimate how much they'll grow by retirement with compound interest. For example, if you have $20,000 now and add $500 a month at 8% for 20 years, you could have around $280,000 by 65, like I'm on track for. Also, estimate your Social Security benefits using an online calculator. Most people can expect $1,500 to $3,000 a month, depending on their earnings history. Subtract that from your annual need to see the gap you'll need to fill with savings. Step 3. Set a savings goal. Based on your target and current savings, calculate how much more you need to save each month. If you need $1 million and expect $400,000 from Social Security over 20 years, you'll need $600,000 from savings. If you have $100,000 now and 20 years until retirement, you need to save $500,000 more. At an 8% return, saving about $1,000 a month could get you there, thanks to compound interest. If that's too much, look for ways to boost your income, like we talked about in a previous video, or adjust your retirement expectations, like retiring at 67 instead of 65 to give yourself more time. Step 4. Invest wisely and automate. Put your retirement savings into investments that can grow with compound interest, like low-cost index funds. Automate your contributions to stay consistent. Set up transfers to your retirement account the day after you get paid. I automated my $900 a month, and it's been a game changer for staying on track. If your employer offers a 401k match, contribute at least enough to get the full match. It's free money. Step 5. Review and adjust annually. Life changes, and so should your plan. Each year, check your progress. Are you on track to hit your savings goal? Has your income or expenses changed? Maybe you get a raise and can save more, or you pay off debt and redirect that money to retirement. Adjust your plan as needed to stay on course. I review my plan every January, and it keeps me motivated to see how far I've come. Common challenges and how to overcome them. Creating a retirement plan in midlife comes with challenges, so let's talk about how to overcome them. First, feeling behind. If you're starting in your 50s with little saved, like Linda was, you might feel like you've missed the boat. But it's not too late. Focus on what you can do now. Every dollar you save today will grow with compound interest. Even $500 a month at 8% for 15 years can grow to over $160,000 by 65. Start where you are, and don't let regret hold you back. Second, competing financial priorities. In midlife, you might be paying for kids' college, helping aging parents, or tackling debt. It can feel impossible to save for retirement, too. The key is balance. Use a budget, like we discussed in our Budgeting Basics video, to allocate money to all your goals. Maybe you save $300 for retirement, $200 for debt, and $100 for college. Small amounts add up over time. Third, fear of investing. If you're new to investing, the stock market can feel risky. But you don't need to take big risks to see growth. Stick with diversified, low-cost options like index funds, which spread your money across many companies to reduce risk. They've historically returned about 8% a year on average, even with market ups and downs. I was nervous too, but starting with index funds gave me confidence to keep going. Finally, uncertainty about the future. It's hard to predict exactly how much you'll need or what retirement will look like. That's okay. Your plan doesn't need to be perfect. Build in flexibility by saving more than you think you'll need and keeping some liquid savings for unexpected expenses. The important thing is to have a plan and adjust as you go. Tips for a successful retirement plan. Here are a few extra tips to make your retirement plan successful. First, pay off high-interest debt as soon as possible. Debt with interest rates above 8%, like credit cards, can eat into your retirement savings faster than your investments can grow. I focused on paying off my $18,500 in credit card debt before ramping up my retirement savings, and it freed up so much money for investing. Second, take advantage of catch-up contributions. If you're 50 or older, you can contribute extra to retirement accounts. For example, in 2025, you can contribute up to $7,500 a year to an individual retirement account if you're over 50, and up to $30,500 to a 401k. That's a great way to accelerate your savings if you're starting later. Third, diversify your income in retirement. Don't rely only on savings and Social Security. Look into other sources, like rental income from a property, a part-time job, or a small business. Linda plans to work part-time as a nurse in retirement, which will give her extra income to supplement her savings. Finally, get professional help if you need it. A financial advisor can help you create a personalized plan, optimize your investments, and avoid costly mistakes. Even a 1-hour consultation can give you clarity. I met with an advisor at 45, and they helped me set realistic goals and choose the right investments. Creating a midlife retirement plan is one of the best things you can do for your future self. My plan has me on track to retire comfortably at 65, and Linda's story shows how starting at 50 can still lead to a secure retirement. You can do this too. It all starts with a clear goal and consistent action. I want to hear from you. What's one step you're going to take after watching this video to start your retirement plan? Maybe you'll estimate your retirement needs, increase your savings, or meet with an advisor. Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your plan and cheer you on. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. We're going to be talking about paying off debt faster in midlife, and you won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.